Alright, so for those of you who don't know, I have puppophobia, which is a fear of puppets. And if you want to know how bad it is, I couldn't even find creepy images of puppets to give an example in this video because I was too afraid to look it up. So for me to jump into a game like this takes a lot of bravery. Or stupidity. But I like to think the latter rather than the former. I mean the former rather than the latter. So Lies of P came out in 2023 and somehow I avoided everything about this game. Like, I knew of the Pinocchio concept and how people called this the closest thing we'll ever get to a Bloodborne 2, but that's about it. I somehow avoided every trailer and advertisement for this game. Though I guess it makes sense considering that I haven't heard much about this company until the game came out. But from the little I've seen of this game, I think this company fucking hates me. You could have used any concept for a Souls-like game. So why goddamn, why the puppet concept? Bloodborne was already scary enough and now you add this shit to it? Did I do something to you guys in a past life?
What did I do?
Now with that being said, when I actually got a first glimpse of this game, it did look really good. It definitely has the H.P. Lovecraft aesthetic to it, but it didn't really look as scary as I thought. And because of that, it slowly gave me the confidence to give this game a try, because I was pretty sure of myself that nothing would scare me in this game. Fuck this game. So in this game, you play as Pinocchio as you wake up in a world dominated by puppets. And during this time, he meets a lot of colorful characters, half of them want to kill him, more than half, and he deals with every situation by lying his ass off. Wait, you guys did that in your playthroughs, right? Just lie all the time? Just me? Hello? So now Pinocchio's goal is to help as many people as he can and take the world back from the puppets. Now, unlike Souls game, the story is actually pretty straightforward. And I honestly appreciated that because the story in Souls games aren't usually in the forefront. It's there, but not in full detail unless you try to look into it. But with that being said, I honestly appreciated the story being right in front of me because that immediately told me that this company is not trying to be like From Software. They have their own story and they want to tell it their way. I really appreciate them not trying to mimic the Souls way of storytelling, and it also helps when the story is really good. The story of Lies of P is very melancholy. In a world spreading with disease and puppets, you try your best as Pinocchio to shine some light into this bleak and hopeless world. This is now my second favorite retelling of Pinocchio, and if you want to know what number one is, well, you can't beat perfection.
Father, when can I leave to be on my own? I've got the whole world to see.
Now, I do have some gripes with the story later in the game, but that would get into spoiler territories and it's not that big of a gripe. But story aside, what really sold this game for me was its atmosphere. I've seen many Souls-like games that try unique things to stand out, but the one thing so many of them are lacking is a strong atmosphere. And that is the main thing that turns me away from most Souls-like games. From Software doesn't just give us a pretty game. They respect the atmosphere for every world they build, and that is the same with Lies of P. I've played many Souls-like games in the past, but I honestly think that if you were to tell me that this game was made by From Software, I'd honestly believe it if I did not know, and the gameplay is what brings it all together. If you played a Souls game, then you're very familiar with this combat, so instead, I want to talk about the unique things that they added in this game. Like the prosthetic arm. They didn't steal that from Dark Souls, no. They stole that from Sekiro. I'm obviously joking. I really put myself in a lose-lose situation for not only being a reviewer, but a comedic reviewer on top of that. It's bad because one, I'm not funny, and two, all it takes is one wrong joke and bam, I'm canceled. And there is no way in hell I'm getting canceled in a review for a game like Vib Ribbon. How was I supposed to know that that was a girl? That was a weird ass tangent. There are so many different arms to use in this game. Each arm has their own unique abilities and you gain additional abilities the more you upgrade them. Just like Sekiro. And on top of that, we also get weapon combinations in this game. You can mix and match almost any handle with any blade to create some crazy ass weapons in the process. I love this weapon mechanic, and trying out different weapon combinations is so fun and necessary because you are definitely going to have to switch your shit up for certain boss fights. Speaking of which, the Souls games are obviously known for their high difficulty. So with that being said, is this game difficult? Nah, it's easy. Yeah. Just like any Souls game, the further you get into this game, the more you will change mentally as a person. And I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to see the YouTube compilations of rage quits in this game.
Brother, just let me fucking do anything! You stupid piece of shit! A good game, Lies of P. Thanks for sponsoring today's stream.
But at least the ass whooping will be accompanied by the amazing soundtrack of this game. The boss fights have some really good soundtracks, but honestly, the tracks that stood out for me were the soundtracks throughout each of the areas in this game. The only word I can think of to describe the music in this game is enchanting. It is the glue that holds the atmosphere together and is honestly one of the biggest highlights of the game for me. It honestly would have been my favorite soundtrack of 2023 if it wasn't for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk and Final Fantasy 16.
No! 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 Fuck! Shit! Cunt! Balls!
There were a lot of great soundtracks in 2023. But with all that said, Lies of P gave us a rich atmosphere, a compelling story, and a lying ass puppet. At least for me. So with all that said, my final verdict for Lies of P is the golden seal of approval.